Bro, I've got a fucking hair on that. I need to change it, innit? I need to change my intro video, chat. I've got hair on it. I should have just keep it and just like remember. Yeah, it's only like I said before, chat. It's only an American panel show tonight because I've not asked English dads because they're working in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get them on tomorrow. But yeah, Danny has returned. By the way, Tarek is coming. He's on the way back, so he'll be here shortly. Danny has returned. Yes, bro. What are you saying, man?
I mean, wow. It felt vintage today, man. But not vintage in the treble way. It felt like 17, 18, just 8 years later. We had a lineup so deep today. It wasn't just Haaland. You can't like last season. You'd see teams doubling up on Haaland. We had threat from everywhere. We had Doku and Savinho looking confident. We had Reinders looking like he's been here for 5 years. Nuri, then some of them runs. The ball to Doku as well. He's a pet fullback. He puts in low balls. He makes the defense think. Rodri, I mean, not like all capital letters Rodri today, but I mean, it's just good to have him back. The team looks so balanced. Nunes as well, of course. I mean, there's been talk of, do we need a right back? Do we not need a right back? He looked incredible today. Had this incredible slide tackle sometime in the second half. Got forward very well. But again, I'm a guy who loves the low crosses. He put in some great low crosses, forced the own goal. Did he have another assist? Can't remember. Yeah. He assisted Haaland as well, didn't he? Yeah. But
yeah. And obviously it was the own goal one, innit? That doesn't count.
And then Foden came on. He scored again. He's looking back to his best. And yeah, just an incredible team performance. Like, I mean, I know the title says Doku, but I have a hard time picking him out of the match. Just incredibly performance.
The title was because I needed to just put something in the title, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll put Doku in there. But I had 4 players on the man of the match options, man. It was tough. I did the player rating just then, and I said, listen, like, I had Reinders as my man of the match because I thought the overall performance over the 90 minutes probably outweighed like the individual moments. But anyone could have had it out of those 4 players, man. It was unreal. And you know what I'm liking, bro? Like, I'm liking watching City again. Like, I actually enjoy watching these matches. These 3 matches that we played. Like, even the first game was a bit weird because the second half was trash. Did you watch the first 2 games?
I missed the first half of the first game because I was at a wedding. But I got there for the second half. I'm like, bro, this is dead.
Yeah, you watched the worst bit of it. Yeah, so the first 20 minutes, or the first 25, 30 minutes of that first game, we played really well. Yeah, obviously then we went dead a little bit. Yeah, but like these games, I'm actually liking watching us play. I'm liking our midfield, the way that we're passing the ball around. Yeah, we're passing the ball around with pace. Yeah, we're getting the ball forward. How many times do our midfielders get the ball now and actually pass the ball forward rather than passing it sideways and backwards?
It looked like we smelled blood. That's what I said to someone during the game. We got the ball, we smelled blood, and we actually attacked it.
It's options, Danny. Danny, we got options now. Yeah, last year, Gundogan got the ball on the halfway line. He looked up and went, "You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough." For various different reasons. So he went, "What am I going to do? I'll pass it back to fucking Bernardo. I'll pass it back to the centre half or something like that." Yeah. Whereas now, players like Rodrygo getting on the ball, who obviously wasn't there last year, or players like Reinders are getting on the ball, they're looking up and they're going, fucking hell, I've got Doku over there who's on smoke. I've got Savio over there who's doing well. I've got fucking Reinders, he might be Rodrygo, he's got Reinders in front of him, or he's got Marmouche in front of him, or he's got Haaland in front of him. All of a sudden, we've got options, man. I've got Nori bombing on down the left-hand side.
Exactly.
We've got options all over the place. That bench today, that bench today was stacked, right? And it's when you look at it, you look at it and go, oh, that's never going to happen in real life. But that could easily happen in a Premier League game. We could easily start a game in the Premier League with that midfield and that attack. Easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that it looked so balanced against a good team as well. You can't just say we have to play pragmatically in the big games now. We played a good, albeit not prime 1985, 1996 Juve, but it's a good team. We went pedal to the metal, full attack against a good team who play pretty defensively, who can counter us, and we looked good doing it. I mean, we gave up 2 sloppy goals, but in the run of play, they didn't do a whole lot. I mean, there was the Vlahovic chance that Ederson saved very well, but again, we controlled the game for 90 minutes, which you couldn't say a whole lot last season, especially against big teams.
Bro, so we dominated. We absolutely dominated them. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's, and again, Obviously, yeah, Juventus was shit tonight, yeah. However, Juventus was shit last year, chat. When we played Juventus last year, they were awful, and we still lost. We lost 2-0, and we were pathetic. Whereas today, we dominated them. Yeah, they shouldn't even have had one goal, let alone two. Yeah, and obviously, like, there's stuff to work on. Cool. Yeah, I ain't saying like we're back to our best or like we're cooking on gas or whatever. I'm just saying like that we have clearly improved from last year. And when Pep can refine some of the plays and like, you know, the way that we play in that and players get fully fit, then you'd like to see some of the, you know, you get a little bit better even more. But I'm watching the way we're playing, man, and I'm like, you know, fucking put Gavardiol in there instead of a Kanji. Yeah, maybe get me a right back, maybe not. I don't know, because Cafunes is doing well. Yeah, get Edison to dial in. Yeah, and then get Foden, Cherky, and Haaland in that team. Yeah, or don't, whatever, because that started 11 cooked as well. And I'm thinking, we can go win that league again, man. We can go and win it. Do you know what I mean? The way that we're playing, man, it's so good. The speed in which we're playing with the ball, like every pass looks like it's actually for intent purposes. We're not just passing the ball around for passing its sake. We're passing the ball around to try and create a chance rather than just passing it sideways for no purpose. Because that's what we did last year. We're passing the ball around with no purpose. Whereas today, yeah, and obviously the two previous games to a lesser degree, we're actually playing the ball and like fucking passing it and that. It's crazy.
I thought the fourth goal was just a perfect summary of the game. We broke them down in two different ways in one goal. There was the long ball from Ederson to Haaland, who I didn't even know he had a first touch like that. Brought it down like Mahrez down on the right wing. And then we still picked them apart like that goal we scored against Leicester in the 17-18 season, where we just took apart the low block and then just squared it across goal for an easy finish. It was gorgeous. It was I said on Twitter, it was tiki-taka and Route 1 married together perfectly. Didn't even know they could coexist. We've just got options now, like you said.
And the options are like quality options. It's not shit options.
Yeah, and like I said a few minutes ago, you can't double team one player because every player in this team looks confident right now. Every player in this team looks capable of either creating something or scoring for themselves. And we have a deep squad. Pep's going to have a headache, but it's the best kind of headache to have. I don't know who I would start in the next game. It could be Real Madrid, could be whoever, but I don't know who I'd start. I thought today was a good lineup, but then again, I saw the lineup and I'm like, is this really our best lineup? But it did play like it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, oh, our best lineup. We don't actually know our best lineup at the moment because we don't know how we're going to be playing. Like when we say best lineup, when I give my best lineup, obviously defense, we all know the defense. Yeah, midfield would be Tijani, Reinders, Rodri. It would be Marmoush off the left, Cherky in the middle, Foden off the right, and Haaland up top. In my head, that's our best lineup. But I don't know if that's going to work on paper. I don't know if that's going to work on the pitch. On paper, in my head, it works. Yeah, but if Doku keeps playing like he did today, because I thought he was brilliant, yeah, and Savio can up his game as well, then all of a sudden it gives us an extra dimension. There's something that I've been saying for a long time is that I think Doku and Savio are going to struggle this season to play games because of the formation that we're going to play. However, I've also said we won't play like every single time. What I want is for these players to step it up, like Doku and like Savio, to give Pep a decision to make. Because last year, far too many times, Pep didn't have enough decisions to make, and because everyone was just crap. The whole team was crap. So it's like, oh, you can play him, but he's crap as well. With respect, that's just the facts. Yeah, whereas this year, I want Doku to take a level up because I want Pep to be sitting there saying, oh, do I play Marmoush left wing? Do I play Doku left wing? Do I play Savio left wing? What do I do? They're all mint. Yeah, and obviously Doku looks to me like he's locked in. Like the two games that I've watched him now, because you didn't see the first half against Wydad, bro, but he was very good. He was very good against Wydad first, and today he was exceptional. Savio looks like he's playing with some intent as well. Like the depth is crazy, but you need to have quality in depth, and it looks like the quality in depth that we've got in that attacking line now is just off the charts. It looks ridiculous. We've got 7 players.
I was very impressed with Doku because I'm pretty sure it was true in the first half. I didn't watch it, but today, Nobbins pointed this out to me. He was changing up the way he makes runs. He's not just doing the ball to feet take on the fullback. He's not just making the run sort of in behind. He's sort of splitting the left back and center back. He's taking more shots. He's varying up his game. He's becoming a lot more multidimensional. If he can unlock shooting, if he can shoot more often and more consistently, then you have a different kind of threat there. It's not just pure speed, pure take-ons. It doesn't matter if he can't find Haaland. If he can score for himself, then that's good. I just thought it was great today. I thought it was fantastic.
It was mega, man. I just like the way we're playing, man. We're actually playing good in it. Like, bro, I'm actually buzzing for the next game now. I can't wait. Last year, I could wait. I give you another day. I couldn't wait. I can wait another day. Yeah, because it was hanging. Watching us play football was dry. That's why I started listening to fucking music, you know. That's where the music stuff come from. You know, when I do the watch alongs now, I have music playing in my headphones. People ask me, why you got headphones on? Because I listen to music. That came because watching City was so dead. I just put mixtapes on and fucking YouTube videos and shit and just like listen to music last year because it was so dead. Whereas now I'm like, yo, these football's so mint, man. Some of the way we're playing is class.
And you know what it is? I was watching like some matches on neutral the other day. I can't remember what it was. I was thinking to myself, wow, my attention span is totally fucked. Did City destroy my attention span or something? Because like I watch football nowadays. I'm just clicking around all sorts of tabs on my.
It was brain rot football. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, and now today, I just watched it on one tab. I couldn't get my eyes off it.
Yeah, but this is the thing with Doku, right? And I have been critical of this guy, but I've also been very, very consistent. That if you can get Doku to have end product more regularly, he could be one of the best wingers in world football.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've said that since the day we signed him.
The eye test and the numbers themselves have confirmed he's one of the best wingers as far as take-ons go. And
yeah, take-on. Do you remember that? I don't know. Do you ever see that graph, bro? It was like a chart of all the wingers.
What? Where he's all the way out there?
And Doku's just like off the page all the way up there. But like, if you can get him to have that output, oh my god, he's gonna just be one of the best fucking wingers in the world football because the way he goes past players, bro. I don't remember players going past another player like that, man. Ronaldinho was probably something similar, like in the way that he could go past players, but like
I mean,
he goes past. He 8 take-ons today, 7 successful. He just goes past players with
didn't he beat like a 2v1 at one point? He was isolated with
he did because when he decided because big up Tarek, bro. What are you saying?
Appreciate you being on.
No, we don't get to see the fresh trim. That's a shame.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm on my way home. It took longer because my barber started talking. So if I make it home before the stream ends, then I'll jump on camera and all that kind of stuff. But I figure it's probably not safe for me to have my camera on while I'm trying to drive down the street.
Yeah, that's chill. Yeah. That 2-on-1. When Doku decided to take him on, I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you taking him on?" He managed to take them both on and delivered across. But you know what, as well, right? That comment that he made after the game, by the way, very interesting. Because someone just put it in the chat then. If I can find it, I'll put it up. Someone put it in the chat then, said, it feels like Doku.
He's playing without stress. Is that what
someone put it in the chat saying, Doku feels, Jason here. Doku feels like he's playing with his head up, right? I said after 30 minutes of the Wydad game, in the first game that we played in this tournament, I said, something's changed with Doku. Something's changed. Something seems different. Yeah, and then today was phenomenal. He seemed, when he's getting to the final third, he seems like he's I don't know whether it's just more composure. He's taking. I don't know. You'd have to look at it in detail and slow it down and see exactly what. But it feels different. Yeah. And bro, the first 2 games he's played in this tournament, he's looking really good. He's looking really, really good, man. But then he comes out today after the press conference, and says, "I'm now playing with freedom. I'm peaceful on the pitch." So what's gone on? What's happened there? Has he had a conversation with Pep? Has he had some coaching? Has Thierry Henry spoke to him? Yeah, because Thierry Henry did that podcast. I don't know what's happened, man. But something's happened.
Or do we just have the most balanced team he's ever played with since he's joined? I think this is the most balanced he's been in the last couple of years. I think he can be more expressive now that he's got a solid midfield behind him and now that he's got a competent defense minus a couple moments behind him.
Exactly. Or is it just, are we deep in it too much? Is it just the fact that the team's changed a little bit? Is that suited him? I don't know.
Well, then too, because we're playing, the left back is playing a little bit more on the wing. He can come inside. He can have an overlap. He can mix it up. It doesn't have to always be just hug the touchline. And so it gives him some space that maybe he didn't always used to have. And again, I think too, it's like just stop trying to do too much. And just let the game find you, kind of find the game. Don't try to press too much. Don't try to do too much. So I'm excited for, like you said, I think he's looked much better, and I think there's still levels there, and I'm excited to see it.
You know what I thought though was quite interesting is, the movement for the goal. Have we seen movement like that from Doku since he's been at City? Genuine question, because that movement was Sterling-esque.
I don't think we have.
When was the last time you saw Doku make a run in behind the defence where a midfielder, I know it was Nori, but a midfielder has played the ball in behind the defender and Doku gets the ball in behind the defender? I genuinely don't remember. I don't remember a goal like that.
No, like I said, he's varying his runs.
No, go ahead, Danny.
He's varying his runs a lot more. He's not getting ball to feet and just taking on his man. He's thinking more. He's thinking, where can I be the most threatening? And if he's coming more center, go on.
I think the other piece too is you have players willing to play that ball. Before, if you make that run, they're not sending that ball through. And so you have a Reinders, you have a Nori, you have a Cherky, you have these players that will play that through ball. And now you can take advantage of your pace or whatever. And it's not just like you said, catch the ball outside on the wing and then try to face up in one-on-one with your defender. I don't know.
Yeah, weird, man. It's like a very Sterling used to make that run all the time, and Sane to slightly lesser degree, but he did make the run as well. But Sterling,
and then you had KDB that would play that ball through, and so now we're seeing even with Haaland. Again, he doesn't convert them all, at least not yet, but he's getting more one-on-ones with the keeper again that we stopped seeing. We used to see it early on, and then we stopped seeing it because he's just making runs, and the ball is actually coming to him when he makes the run.
Nah, I completely agree. Yo, big up Pat, man, coming from Mancunian way. What you saying?
Hey, mate, you all right?
Yeah, good, man. I'm loving watching City at the moment, mate. I think we're playing top class football, man, and it should only get better.
Yeah, there were times there where I felt like I was watching elements of the Centurion season. The tempo, the creation, the anticipation in a way, but at the same time, Juve not really having a clue in terms of how we were playing. I mean, I got to give credit to the first goal. The first goal, as soon as that went in, I looked at the setup that Aït-Nouri had created for Doku, and there's no way in hell that would have happened last season. Absolutely no chance in hell the way that we were able to open up their defence on their right-hand side in that way. So to do that early in the game and to do that for our first goal really set the tone, I think, for the rest of the game for the rest of the game against Juve. I was really impressed with what we did. Look, the goals conceded are the goals conceded. You can't take much away from them. But I think we absolutely had Juve at 6s and 7s today. And, I've said this before, since January, all the way up until, a week or two ago before this tournament, there were so many things that we could look forward to, we could be excited about, we could hype up for next season. Well, we're getting them now. And it's something that, we can look at, and if it's not exactly the sort of thing that it may be appealing to you, or maybe even something that maybe Pep doesn't like, there's so many other alternatives that we have now at our disposal to be able to do that sort of thing. And, everybody, I'm sure everybody was up in arms, over the lineup, when it came out, but the manner in which we played, it was just,
Sorry, Pat, why the fuck, did I go on Twitter before the game? Yeah, I shout out Steve Lewis in the chat, man. When are you back from Croatia, man? You're fucking emigrating, bro. Yeah, get yourself back here, man. I need you on these shows, bro. Yeah, come on, man. Now, can I ask you a question, Why did I go on Twitter before, and see people moaning at the team lineup? Like, what was wrong with the team lineup, man? Or is it just the fact people wanted Cherky to play?
I think they wanted Cherky to play. I think, but also, in my opinion, I think I wouldn't be surprised if, given the fact that 2 of our 3 games have been false 9, quote unquote false 9 starts, I think Pep's put him in a position where it's like, I don't want you to be in a position where you think you're going to rely on Haaland every single game. Now, don't get me wrong. I expect Haaland to play a lot of games, and I expect him to, contribute a great deal towards any success that we have this season. But you need to be ready that we can play as good as we do with Haaland in the games where we don't have Haaland, where he needs to be rested. He might be injured. We don't know. So if they're going to learn, they might as well take advantage of this opportunity that's been given to us by having this tournament at this time of year, so the players sort of understand how they play when Haaland's not there. We had situations where we tried to do that last season, whether he was injured, whether he was rotated, and it didn't work. There were elements of where we tried to play false nine, like as if the false nine seasons of like 2020 all the way through to 2022 were non-existent. So now we're sort of learning. We're sort of reinventing the wheel in terms of how we played the false nine, quote unquote, system. And I think so far we've sort of passed the test with flying colours. So again, for me, it just falls back in that category of things that we can be very, very excited about going into next season, where, you know, we all had question marks about what was going to happen with De Bruyne leaving. Well, we seem to have answered those questions really well so far with what Reinders and what Cherki are doing. When Haaland doesn't play, well, we're answering those questions with the advanced roles that players like Cherki and players like Mamouche are sort of playing as well. So there's nothing but positives to take out of this. And if there are any negatives, then you know that the fact that where we are in the course of a year, in the course of a season right now, it's nothing but there's nothing but positives to take from this. And it's not a Glaze situation, but you know that everything we're doing right now, we're doing the right things at the right time. And so what if we win this tournament and then we've got to go, you know, away for 2 weeks before we start playing, you know, proper football again, basically, with all due respect to this tournament. But there's so many things that we could take from this that I'm sure we'll be able to springboard our way into a fantastic start into the league next season.
Nah, facts, man. Let me go to some of these super chats, man. All right, guys, smash these likes up as well, people, if you're not done so already, man. Get these likes up, boys. Shout out to Mish. Says Haaland looks less stiff, more flexible. Baby oil, says Mish, bro. Baby oil. Yeah, just all right, bro.
You got to say no Diddy if he talks about baby oil. You got to say no Diddy.
Yeah, no Diddy. Yeah. Honestly, that is actually.
I know Johnson & Johnson sponsorships going on here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Didn't Adama Traore used to use baby oil back when he was
he did. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He actually did. Yeah. He said it helped him glide past players. Yeah, madness. Yeah, big up Mish. Big up LB says coaching staff deserve big Glaze. Yeah, well, I'll tell you something, yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen the photo of Pep Linders looking at Pep Guardiola. Have you seen it? No, have you seen it? No, there's a picture of Pep Guardiola. Pep Linders is sat on the bench, yeah, with the biggest smile on his face. Yeah, and Pep's looking at him and he's just like, yeah, it feels like, do you want me to try and find it? I can't remember who sent it me now. I thought you guys would have seen it.
I didn't see it, but do you know the one that stood out for me, LB, was when Haaland scuffed that ball into the goal. The camera panned to Linders, well, obviously Pep, but Linders and Toure were in the back of the dugout, and they were nearly falling over each other laughing. So it just shows, like, you know, already there's a really good sort of chemistry and camaraderie amongst the coaching staff, and I'm sure there is with the players too. But it just shows that, like, you know, even in silly moments or like quote unquote bozo moments, there's like really good chemistry there, and it's positive to see.
See the photo?
Oh wow!
Yeah. So this is what as I was there. Oh shit! That was been deleted. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's so obvious that like the morale in the camp has massively increased. And let's be honest, like it probably was at a pretty low level last year anyway, given some of the things that happened, Walker leaving, Bernardo's comments, etc. We kind of know that it was bad, but like you look at what's happened you've only made 3 signings, chat. Yeah, we made 3 signings and got rid of a couple of coaches and got a couple of new coaches in, and everything looks different. Everything, the way that the players are training apparently is different and well better. Yeah, the way that we're playing is well better. The mood looks well better. How many times last year did we do shows, chat, and streams and say the players look like they fucking just don't want to be there?
So I mean, the intensity looks well better as well. We're playing a full 90-minute game, like
well, that's what they're saying. They're saying on that. Jack Gorn did an article, bro. I don't know if you've seen it because it was when he was on holiday, right? But Jack Gorn did an article and he said that the intensity in training has doubled based off of what happened based on last year. He said everything has gone up twice. Everything. Apparently, that Pep Linders is on the players every time in training. He's on them because he's multilingual. Guy can speak bare languages. Yeah, so he's on all the players. You do something wrong, bang, he's on you. And it's not because he's trying to like cause like a it's like, bro, if you want to be the best, you got to train hard, man. And apparently, the players love it. The players actually like it. I think last year, honestly, man, I keep saying this, mate, but I cannot wait for Pep's next biography book to come out, because when it does, and he speaks about this year, I'm telling you, you're going to learn things about last year that you would not dream of. I'm telling you, man. Some shit went down last year, mate, that you would not believe. And when that book comes out, yeah, and he fucking tells us all, we'll all be like, shit, no way did that happen. We just need to wait. But yeah, big up to LB, big up to Yash. Says, I know people are not loving the tournament, but I'm like,
I hate the tournament, but today was good. I enjoyed it.
I like the tournament.
Do you, Danny?
The South American teams have been making it fun, been making it entertaining.
Oh yeah. No, I like.
See, Danny, I'm taking the tournament seriously because in my mind, this is an extension of what we did 2 years ago. So we might as well. For that reason, we should take it seriously. So
I'm taking it seriously.
That's the way I look at it. And if you don't take it seriously, then the prize money pays for a good chunk of our signings. So you can always put a positive spin on it, no matter what way you look at the tournament.
Pretty much pays for all our signings.
Just don't be a misery guts like Alan.
No. And as much as I've talked to Alan recently, I'll never become that miserable. No, but I haven't watched a lot of it. I like the sort of scouty games like Porto Palmeiras I watched while I was on holiday. I like watching both teams individually, and when they can come together, you never see that, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a cool little matchups that I like. I couldn't give a rat class about City Real Madrid for the 7th time, but so there's random games that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
It's a shame we didn't get to play South American. Sorry, LB, I was going to say it's a shame we didn't get to play a South American team because I think that would have been a really good test. It certainly would have been a good test of our match fitness.
I wanted to play a River Plate.
But the atmosphere. The atmosphere, or Boca, the atmosphere would have been unbelievable. But it would have been a good test because you've got ready-made teams because they're calendar year, obviously. So I think it would have been. I think we would have got the job done, but it would have been a really, really good test because at the end of the day, the 3 clubs who are playing in this group all follow the same as the European season. So they're all in their off-season mode at the moment, basically. So I think it would have been a nice test, but at the end of the day, I'll take what was given to us in these three matches, and we go from there.
Nah, big up, man. Yeah, Yash also says he went for the game today, saw Rodrygo. Bare people in this chat, the Americans in this chat went to the game today. I fucking had loads of people in the chat saying, bin game. Saw Rodri start. Bro, how mad's that? This guy, this is probably, because obviously he lives in America, right? So this is probably the first game he's seen. I don't know if it's the first game you've ever watched the City, but like first game you've watched the City in a long time, yeah? And he's watched the one where Rodri comes back from his injury. That's crazy. Haaland gets his 300th goal. Can't be happier. City to dive first a minute. Come on, Yash, bro. Big up for the super chat, man. And safe travels home, yeah? Come on. Big up to you. Big up to Jimmy Five Chins. Says Doku has been helped by more box crashes. You put him in with 2022 Gundo. He gets 15 assists last season. Tijani will help him so much. Seen it a few times today. Players arriving for cutback at front post. Bro, this is why, yeah? Like, bro, I honestly, not just like saying this, yeah, I actually think I'm very fair, yeah, with my criticisms, yeah, and my like praises. And when I speak about Doku, when I spoke about Doku last year, I always said, yeah, it's also a coaching problem. Because the amount of times, yeah, that Doku gets the ball on the left-hand side, gets to the byline, crosses it in, and the only player that's in the box is Haaland, and Haaland stood at the back post waiting for a cross off a right-footed player who's crossing it in with his left foot. Yeah, that's a coaching issue. That's a tactical flaw. Yeah, so I always said that's part of the problem. So this is why I said about Doku. I always felt that this year was going to be a make or break year for Doku because the difference is with Doku this year, he's going to have box crashes in. You've seen today, Tijani Rander's getting in the box. Yeah, Foden's getting in the box. Yeah, even Savio at times was getting in the box. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is with Doku, mate, is the potential is sky high. It's sky high.
There's no excuse.
He takes on all these players. Go on, Pat. What are you saying? He's crashed.
To Doku, that's all to exceed.
Now you're bugging out, bro. You're bugging out. But yeah, that's basically the part on Doku. Yeah, get players in the box, and I think he'll cook. And that's why I give him 30 G&A target. I put him on the.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, LB. Just a second. I'm just dropping out, but I'm almost home. I'll drop out and then I'll jump on my PC in a few minutes.
Yeah, all right, then, bro.
Yeah. Don't forget to turn off airplane mode. Anyway.
That's the thing with Doku, mate. Is like I set him on a target. Yeah, me and Hugh did a stream. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, me and Hugh did a stream, and we went through every player in the team. Yeah, GA targets. Yeah, I know football's not so about GA, but yeah, I need to see output from some of these players. Yeah, I set Doku a target. Yeah, 30 GNA, and people's telling me that that's too much. Yeah, saying, you're being harsh. That's too much of a target. Well, first of all, if you back your player, yeah, back your player. Don't be backing the player and saying, oh, but it's too much, yeah. I used to set Mahrez 20-20 target, mate. 20 goals, 20 assists. This guy goes past players like nobody I've ever seen in football, yeah? And if we've got box crashes, yeah, in the penalty area, he should be getting assists left, right, and centre. Yeah, and then if he's making movements, by the way, like he did today for that goal, and we've got players like Rodrygo and Tijani Reinders who can actually make that pass, unbelievable. Nah, no, I swear down it was 30 for a Doku. Player targets. I swear down it was 30. Oh, no, it was 20. Fucking hell, that's even lower.
Oh, he should be able to. I mean,
Bro, he should smoke that.
He hit 13, didn't he, or 14 last season? He should be able to get 20.
Bro, he should smoke that. 20, bro, I put 20. That's mad low. That's mad low, you know. Yeah, he should be smoking that. Now, obviously, it depends on game time, right? You know, you don't play a lot of games, and yeah, obviously, whatever. But it should be up there, man. This guy's got sky high potential. It really does. But what Ado said, does this remind you of when we had Mendy at left back? A little bit, but Mendy was more Kirkes. Did you get what I'm saying? Kirkes is just going to stay down on the line, hit the line, get crosses in. Yeah, Aitnouri is a little bit more techie. Aitnouri might come inside a little bit more than that. So
yeah, I could put it better myself. I think he's a lot more multi-dimensional. I mean, yeah. Mendy's not pulling off that pass to Doku. I don't think. Is Mendy a better crosser? Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think he has as good of a first touch. I don't think he could make that pass. I think he's got a much higher ceiling than Mendy does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My memory's trash, bro. I can't lie. It's not a caffeine. It's not a monster. Any jury.
Oh no, we know that. We know that.
The memory's fucked. You know what I mean? But nah, yeah. I wouldn't say he's Mendy like. Obviously, there are aspects of his game that I like it. Yeah, when he's getting down the line, crossing the ball in. But I'd say if you wanted a Mendy like player, you go for Kirkes. Yeah. Because that's what Kirkes is. Kirkes is just going to get down the line, cross the ball in. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want a player that's a little bit more techie with it and can come inside and doesn't just hit the line, you go Aitnouri. And that's why I'm buzzing we got Aitnouri. I think Liverpool fans will be happy with Kirkes, cool. But I wanted Aitnouri over Kirkes because I wanted a player that has a little bit more to the game. Yeah, and Aitnouri so far is looking mad. Yeah, and I'm still yet to see this bad defending. Yeah, Lee was telling me about it before. People have said, oh, he's shit at defending. I've still not seen it. Obviously, it's early days. He might be a shit defender, but I've not seen it yet. I've not seen this crap defending.
You know what it is? It's just stereotyping. If you're a left wing back in the back five, people just automatically assume you're a bad defender. No, it's not true. It is literally not true. It's just profiling. Just because you're a wing back in the back five doesn't mean you're bad at defending.
Yeah, no, I can say, bro. I've not seen enough of him to say, but whenever I've seen it, I've never come away from watching him, yeah. And not last year, but the year before, I watched a lot of Wolves because I really enjoy watching him. What's that manager called that got sacked? It was at Wolves. What was he called?
Who, Gary O'Neill?
Gary O'Neill, yeah. Gary O'Neill 2 years ago got them playing mint football. You remember when they beat us 2-1 at their gaff? They played mint football. Obviously, that game they didn't. They just played a lot of block. But generally, Wolves played really nice football. I watched quite a lot of Wolves that year, yeah. I don't remember ever coming away from a game that season thinking, oh, Aitnouri's crash at defending. I never come away from that thinking, oh, he got smoked. You come away sometimes watching like Trent or whatever, you think, oh, fucking, I got absolutely cooked defensive. I never remember coming away from a Wolves game.
It's profiling, it's confirmation bias. He's never been that bad defensively.
No. Now, but the thing is, though, yeah, he might not be the best defender in the world. Like, you know when Ake played left back in the treble year? Like, it was just a rock one. He was just a wall. Yeah. Nothing got past him, yeah? But obviously, there was also limitations to what he did going forward, yeah? Here's the thing. If all we need from Núñez is to be competent, I don't need him to be Ake level defensively at left back. I just need him to be decent. That's it. Just be decent, bro. Don't be shit. If he is shit, then that's still going to be a problem, isn't it? But I think it's just going to be like, are you just decent at left back? And if you are, cool, that's good with me. Because going forward, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. I needed a left back that could get forward. ESPN Glaze knows. I'm going to watch that video.
Oh no! Fuck them. They've been up our ass. Not up our ass. They've been on our ass for the last 2 weeks.
I'm going to watch it because I tell you why I'm going to watch it. Yeah, because they'll contradict themselves. Because 2 weeks ago they were saying, don't get where any of these signings are going to play. Don't get this. So we'll see what they're saying and see if they admit that they were wrong, innit? Because they might just sit there and be like, oh, we told you this was going to happen. Then we've got to call them out for being frauds.
I've got a few things to say about that ESPN FC, but I'll if you're going to show it, I'll save it. Save it for later.
Yeah, I am. I'm just going to turn your mic down, bro, because you're mad loud. Big up to Yash says, I went to the game today, saw Cambiasso have a word with a few of our players at full time. He's probably gutted. He's probably absolutely gutted. I did a statement last week, Yash, yeah. I don't know if you've seen it on City Extra. Yeah, they put a post out. What Cambiasso said. He said, "Oh yeah, well, I'm very yeah. There was interest from City, but it wasn't that serious. It was for him to come out and say that, that means it was serious." And then he went, "I'm happy at Juventus though. He's gutted. He's absolutely gutted. He's gutted, mate. Yeah, but I don't even remember him like touching the ball when he come on. Did he come on today? Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Right, I don't remember.
Remember he pressed mad high up the pitch and commit the foul. But that's all I remember. Just
yeah. I don't even remember him doing
it.
Hey,
you got two Kamara, man. He's proven you right. You've been in this chat saying we don't need a right back, and Nunes has just gotten better and better since he said that.
Bro, let me have a look at this guy's.
I'm not laughing anymore.
Let me have a look at this guy's channel history, right? So when I click on your name, yeah, chat, yeah, I can see all your messages that you've ever sent in my channel, yeah, not anyone else's channel, but my channel, right? Let's go on Camaro Mullet, yeah. Cafunes, in this channel, in the stream, Cafunes. He sent 4 messages in the watch along. 3 of them had the word Cafunes in them.
So he better drive a Camaro and have a mad mullet as well.
This fucking guy, bro.
Shame, yeah, party at the back, business at the front. Like, you know, you better be living that display photo, man. Camaro mullet.
Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, it's a madness. But yeah, glad you enjoyed the game, man. Glad you enjoyed the game. Yeah, madness. So what's this? Who we got coming up then in this knockout tree? Then, do you know who we got? How's it work?
Second place in Group H, Real Madrid's group, and then our side
about an hour or two, don't they, Danny?
They do, yeah. 6 p.m. for me.
Yeah, I think it'll be Al Hilal.
I just want to say it is so nice to have late games at 6 p.m. Now I was in Europe having to catch them at 3 a.m. if ever.
Oh,
we had Al
Ain game at 11 a.m. and now this round of 16 game is going to be 11 a.m. for us on Tuesday. Do you have any idea how amazing that is? Like that's on another level for us. Because until they have another tournament in the United States, we won't get that again. We won't get close to that.
This is the knockout tree here. I think you might not. I don't know if you can quite see this. If you're on a phone or something, you might struggle to see it, man. But so where's City here then? Don't get this.
We're right below Fluminense.
Yeah.
20th of June, Orlando.
Fluminense, yeah.
Right. So so who are we gonna get then?
Salzburg or Al Hilal, unless Real Madrid really shit the bed.
So we're going to get Salzburg or Al Hilal, and then if we beat them, we're going to get Flamengo. Oh no, it's not Fluminense.
Inter or Fluminense.
Yeah, Fluminense or Inter.
And then we'll get either Chelsea, Benfica, is that Botafogo and Palmeiras?
Palmeiras, yeah.
So it's not a terrible run to the final, is it?
Realistically, we should make the final if we really do want it.
Yeah, we should make the final, really.
And the important thing is we're only going to have to face one of PSG, Bayern, or Real Madrid because they're all going to knock each other out.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty good, yeah.
We actually should make the final, man.
Yeah, winning the group, I think, means that we can't face. Look, I'm not bothered when we play Real Madrid, but it means that we don't play them now at least until the final. I think.
Yeah, that's right.
If both teams make it that far.
Because they're on the other side. They're on the bottom right. So.
Yeah, they end up on the other side. Yeah, it's good.
You know what I liked about tonight though as well, yeah, is that like we beat Juventus, and I know Juventus were shit, right? But like we've really struggled to beat good teams. Like I keep speaking about the big up Al, man. Let me know if you want the link. I keep saying about like our record against the better teams in the last year, and even maybe stretching back into the year that we won the league, yeah, but especially last year, it was really, really bad. Like we need to start beating better teams. So I know you can't really like fully say that we've maybe gone up there because you know Juventus were shit and they played a bad team, but it gives me a little bit of confidence, yeah, that we've beaten a decent team. Because last year we struggled, man. And I need to be beating top 6 teams this year. The last 2 years, we've won 5 games against the top 6, man. Nah, it's poor, mate. So poor. Let me send out the link.
So we're down in the bottom left.
Is my microphone good now, by the way? It's not too loud, is it?
No, it's fine now, yeah.
Oh, cool. No, it's it, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine now. Sorry, Tarek, what you say, bro?
No, I jumped on. So we're in bottom left. Is that where we're saying we are?
Left. We are bottom left.
So
yeah, we're bottom left.
We stay in Orlando for the next 2 rounds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but what are you saying? Look at you there. He's thinking about a sky scanner, innit? He's thinking about booking a flight.
Well,
It's all
we
right,
do
Tarek.
have.
It's all right,
So
Tarek, you're taking the pressure off me, bro.
I live in Indiana, right? And I'm not even in the major city in Indiana. So there's not a lot of direct flights to any place in the world, but there is a direct flight to Orlando. So that is interesting.
Yeah. No, that's crazy, man.
I've got to be honest, if we make the final, I can be in New York for it. But if the ticket prices stay the way they are, that's not happening.
Why? What are the tickets?
Last we checked on Mancunian Way about a week, maybe 10 days ago, we checked on the ticket prices. The cheapest tickets for the final were $892 US.
That's ridiculous.
890. Come on.
892. I will gladly walk into the Amity Hall, home of the New York Sky Blues, with about 500 cash in my back pocket and have a belter. Because it'd be a better experience.
And they do the New York Sky Blues do a really good job. I haven't been there in person, but
they're brilliant. They
do a really good job.
If you didn't get a chance, go out and go on out.
Yeah, for $892, I would much rather go. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
just the ticket. That's not even like you flying. I mean, that's just a ticket. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Yeah, that is wild. Yo, Al, what you saying, mate?
Good performance, to be fair. I won't say that to Martin. I'll try and wind him up when I speak to him. But,
that's all right. I
don't expect anything less, lad. I don't expect anything less.
I know. I was trying to wind him up and say we were shit. I didn't send that to him in a text, and he went mad at me. But overall, I can't really complain. They looked good. It was fluid. They passed the ball really well. Couple of howlers at the back, but that happens occasionally. But overall, I can't complain. I tell you what, Reinders, how good does he look?
Oh, mate. You know what, though, Al? Yeah, when I was watching, go on.
He just controls the game big time. We've got flair players like Cherky who came on and forwarded and people like that. But Reinders just controls the game. He just does. I was watching him today closely, and it was very good. I tell you what, Juventus missed Cambiasso today against Doku because Doku skinned that guy. Was playing for them big time. He just couldn't handle him. But overall, I can't really complain. They look good. It'll do. I'm not going to get carried away because to me, this tournament's a bit of a pre-season type scenario games, but they look a lot better, a lot more fluid, more balanced. Can you imagine if they get a right fullback in as well? Oh my God, we will stand a chance of winning it this year.
You and your Nunes agenda, mate. Nunes, come on.
Hey, Al, real talk though, mate. You've got to give praise to Nunes. He's playing very, very well.
He's good. Listen.
He's good for a fucking tram driver.
He's done well. But the question is, does Pep continue wanting him there? And not just that. So we talked about this last night. Patrick will tell you. Does Nunes want to play there because he's got a World Cup coming up next year? And he's not going to play fullback for Portugal.
Why not though? Because their fullback options are only Semedo. They played João Neves there, and that Fernandez that's come through. He's not even played a game yet, so he's got a real chance of potentially playing that position in that tournament.
Alan, you want to compare it? Look at Zinchenko. Zinchenko was always left back for us, and he's still got midfield gigs at Ukraine all the time. So you can look at it that way. I think what Nunes is doing is just filling a utilitarian role. He may not get in the starting lineup for Portugal, but given his versatility in terms of how he can play midfield. Can play on the wings. That's going to be more. That's going to be more than anything that the Portugal squad.
I've got Nick ringing me now. So there you go.
No, he's not that busy, is he?
To answer your question though, Al, about Pep. According to Jack Gorn, Pep still has doubts about Nunes playing right back for the full season.
That's why I heard that as well. Coming from Manchester with a few people I know, they said he still has doubts about him as a right fullback. He's doing a job at the moment, like Delph did for us when he played left fullback and people like that. He's doing a job, but is it the long-term answer? When you play teams like Liverpool, who are going to challenge for the title again this year, without any shadow of a doubt. Is he going to be good enough to hold his own against quality? That's the difference.
That's the question, isn't it? That's the question. In the big moments, yeah. What's he going to be like? I don't know, man. I still think you need one personally. As good as he's doing, I give him all the credit in the world, yeah, because I think he's playing fantastically. Yeah, but he's like, compare it to someone like, do you know Jacob Murphy at Newcastle?
Yeah.
He's just had a phenomenal season at Newcastle. Yeah, right wing. Phenomenal season. But most Newcastle fans know that they need to upgrade that position and upgrade that player, even though he's had a phenomenal year. Because you've got to look at it and go, it's like, I mean, he's done really well, but I know I need better. And that's kind of where I'm feeling with Nunes.
Well, it's like this to me. If they sign a right fullback, it's either Nunes or Rico's. One of them's got to go. And if they do sign one, but if they don't, we've got two players that can hold their own in that position. Now,
the other point though on the right back thing is that like what right backs are out there that you can actually get? Don't talk about Hakimi. We're not going to get Hakimi. So who are you going to get?
And even if you just throw names out there, the list isn't that long, is it, LB?
Would you take Trippier back? Would you take Trippier back on for 1 year?
No, I wouldn't take Trippier over Nunes.
Oh, he played like 4 games for us.
I wouldn't take Trippier over Nunes. No, I wouldn't.
He's from Bury, mate. He's from Bury.
No, he's from Bury.
Who cares? I don't care fucking where he's from. I would take him.
He's from Tottington, mate.
People talk about Anderson from Monaco, but there's been no public links. Like we don't know anything.
He goes in the welly, LB. You know, Bury Ball Road.
I don't give a fuck where he goes, where he's from. I don't care. Not interested. This is why, though. This is why I still think they're going to launch a massive bid on Livramento. And you know what? Yeah, that news that we got today that Edison's staying. That's 60 million quid that you would have had to go and spend on Costa. Yeah, that's something that you don't. Obviously, yeah, you need to spend it next year, but that's chill. I think.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that. We had a debate last night about it.
Oh,
yeah. I want Trafford, mate. I've already said that to a lot of people.
Don't make me do it, Alan. You want everyone Rule Britannia over the microphone.
Newcastle.
Rule Britannia rules. Yeah.
Apologies, chat, for Sir Alan's Brexit FC agenda. But if he had it his way, you'd have the class of '68 back playing next season.
Yeah, I know. Look, listen, I want everyone from Bury, so just get the Bury football team in there. I'll do, mate.
Rico Lewis is from Bury. You're not.
Yeah, he is.
You're not.
He is from Bury. Rico Lewis is from Bury, from Ratcliffe, which is next to Bury.
Danny, Alan already wants a statue of him.
If you play Newcastle 1 game for City, Alan wants you. He's gonna be asking for this.
Just move the team to Gig Lane. We're right. Don't worry. The Gig.
Yeah, but this Livramento thing. Oh, sorry, you muted.
Yeah, well, it depends. I don't think they'll pay. I don't think they'll pay 80 million for him, City. No way.
Well, you won't get in there.
No, what I was going to say, speaking of Rico, right? So we said earlier that one of Rico, if we bring in a new right back, one of Rico or Nunes has to go. I think just because of the English quota, if you want to call it that, it's going to have to be Nunes. But if you said to me, if it was based simply on play on the pitch, I would keep Nunes over Rico. But I don't think that'll happen just because Rico fits another. He's got an advantage.
We discussed this last night. Rico's still at the age where he doesn't really count as a quota because he could still be in the squad.
But how much longer will that be the case?
2 years.
2? Okay, so fair enough. Then it may not.
Who, Rico Lewis? I thought he's 21.
What is it? Is it 23?
What did we say last night? Was it?
I think it's 21.
He's 21.
He's either
It's 21. As soon as you hit 21, you're part of the squad.
You start counting, right? Yeah. So that's why I think that Rico will end up being the one that stays out of those two if that scenario develops. But I don't think that if you said to me, who's the better right backup, to me, it'll be Nunes right now.
Well, Rico will have a discussion with Pep when he gets back home about his future because he's really a midfield player, and he's not going to get in City's midfield. He's not good enough.
Well,
So
that's what I've said for fucking day one, Al.
Yeah,
I actually like Rico Lewis, and I actually think he's pretty good midfielder. Me, I remember that performance he put in at Emirates in midfield. I thought he was one of our best players. I like him. I think he's a good midfielder. The fact is, he's not better than Rodri. He's not better than fucking Reinders. He shouldn't be better than Nico G. We'll come on to him in a minute because he doesn't get any games at the moment. Yeah, and he's not going to play in the forward line. So it's not a case of not liking him or liking it. I like him. The fact is, where's he going to play? And I think we all agree he's not a right back anymore. However, we might think he's not a right back, but Pep still played him there match day one. So maybe Pep still thinks he's going to play a right back situation.
It depends because he'll want to play a majority of the games. For progression, he'll want to play. He's not going to
play. He's not going to play.
Exactly. So Rico's got to sit down and make a decision. Does he want to stay or go?
But then Nico O'Reilly's not going to play.
Right. And I think that's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the cup matches, right? But I don't know if there's enough matches for Nico O'Reilly. And that's unfortunate because I think he's really uber talented.
Well, they're both talented in their own way, aren't they?
Sure. But I think Nico O'Reilly has the combination of the physical stature and the ability that I think would better suit him long term for success. But I think both of them are really talented. I don't live in Manchester, but I want to see these academy kids make it. I just don't know.
I do. We all do.
I just don't know if Rico is going to be able to be there long term. I think at some point he's going to have to make a decision. Do I go out? If he goes out on loan, he doesn't come back, right? So he's got to make a decision at some point. What does he do? Or if he's just comfortable being a backup.
I think the situation with Nico O'Reilly is, I think he's at a stage now in his career where yes, he has age on his side, but just maybe a year at maximum. But the biggest thing for him now is I think this season coming up could easily be a season that determines what he does for the next 5 years. Because yes, he had a really good bounce. But look, to quote another fullback, we had burst onto the scene basically in terms of the City community with what he did last season, just in terms of the job he did. A midfielder was able to move into the left wing back role and actually do a really good job in a poor season. Now the problem is that now that if he starts playing more games, he's going to be targeted more, because I think the biggest test for a young player isn't their first season, it's the second season. Because unless they're able to reinvent the game or excel to that next level, then they're going to get figured out, and then they start losing their spots in the team. Now, I think it's still too competitive a market in the midfield, too competitive in the squad in terms of being a midfielder for him. So at the moment, he still has to do what he has to do to try and impress Pep in terms of playing on the left side. Now, the big problem is, as I said, is that opposition teams are going to target him more if he is going to play. So that's the big question now is he good enough to actually be able to elevate his game to become even better than what he was last season? And whether he does yet, it remains to be seen. I don't know if it's a yes or a no for me at the moment. But if Pep has enough faith in him to be able to play a 19-year-old at left back in a shocking season, then that's enough for me. And I'm sure that's enough for him to have the motivation to try and excel his game even more this season. But what he does this season, I think, is going to be a big factor in terms of what he does now for a lot of years going forward in his career.
Yeah, but what you're missing there, though, Pat, is you're missing the temptation. And the temptation comes from another football club who will get onto him and say, you ain't playing left back, mate, because Aitnor is there. You ain't playing midfield. Come to our club, and we're talking big clubs here, Chelsea wanted him,
Sorry, but I should have mentioned that, but that's what I mean. Like, that's going to be his ultimate test, because the new signings are going to be a huge factor in that, in terms of whether he is actually good enough to be able to compete against them to get game time.
Mm-hmm.
That is also a huge contributing factor in terms of what he can do this season.
Is Nico O'Reilly at 21 yet, or is he still under 21?
20, I think.
So he's not a home. He's also
turned 20, yeah.
So he still, again, doesn't class as a homegrown player at the moment because he's under 21. Let me just come to these chats, boys. 1 second. They look to Lewis, man. Says, say if we get to the final and say we play PSG, who's your starting 11?
Pretty much what happened today.
You are?
Pretty much the team was today. I would pick Karl and do it in from the start.
Yeah, I'd also drop a Kanji for Gvardiol.
Yes, for sure. And then I would have Holland, and I'd probably drop the wingers and go Holland and trying to think who else was in there, but Cherky probably. I don't know.
Would you go like a 4-1-4-1, Sarek?
Probably.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I think I would do a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
I would go Rodri and Reinders as the two, and then either Cherky or Foden there, and then whichever one isn't there is going to be on the right. Marmoush on the left, Haaland at the top. Yeah.
That's what the thing is, like I said before, in my head, I think Marmoush off the left, Chirk in the middle, Foden off the right, Reinders, Rodri behind, Haaland up top is our best team on paper. But football's not played on paper, and it might not work. So it all depends on how we play in these next games. And obviously, our next game will be against a better team because they've got this far.
Guardiola will come back once he's fit again because he's carrying an injury. He pulled his hammy last week, didn't he?
He did his hamstring, didn't he?
Didn't they say it was just hamstring tightness because he had scans, but then he was back in training like a day or two later?
Yeah, he could be careful.
Hamstring tightness.
He did the right thing, but we did the right thing today.
But no, remember Pat, Rodri, we got the warnings from the gods in the last Club World Cup when he went down holding his knee. Then we got the warning from the gods when he got sent off and lost 3 games in a row. And we did not listen to the gods, so we signed Gundogan on a free transfer. The gods have just given us a warning with Gavardio. He played every single game last year, by about 4 games for club and country.
We just had a warning playing, which is fine.
So don't play him. Probably to keep him out. You could play Ake. I'd rather have Ake playing than a Kanji, in my personal opinion.
Yep.
Someone like that, bro. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. It'd be a good test as well. Alan, tell a friend to tell City. Alan, tell a friend to tell a friend City are back.
If they play like they did today in the league, then I will. But not.
That's where I'm at as well. That is where I'm at as well.
I'm not. At the end of the day, to me still, it's a pre-season tournament, and at the end of the day, it's still. I want the league title back from Liverpool. That's what I want.
Yeah,
there are definitely positive signs, though, aren't there? The way you said it before.
I'm not knocking. When I speak to Martin, I'm going to wind up saying we're shit. So you can all watch that because we watch his hands go up in the air when I say it.
I do think the speed in which we're passing the ball and like the directness, getting the ball forward quicker, man. And Doku Savio was on it today. I think Marmoush is going to have a great year as well. I think, the fact that people aren't really speaking about Marmoush, I said it earlier, but I think that's a real positive just because he's slotted into the team so well. Do you know what I'm saying? That's positive. And, it's just this right back situation. It's just what do you do at right back? Do you run Nunes or do you go and sign someone?
I think they are looking to try and get somebody in. I think without doubt they are. But it's the price. You're not going to pay 80 million for a fullback. I'm sorry.
Well, you're not getting one then. Are you getting someone shit?
Yeah. What's happened to Cambiasso? Because he didn't play today.
No.
I think they're worried about his injury history, Alan.
He's not homegrown. What are you going to fucking do? Sell half the squad?
Well,
this is why, people always get on to me and say, why do you even want Livermore? He's not worth it. Sign someone else. I'm like, listen, if you want to sign another player, cool. Yeah. But you guys are going to put us in the shit with this homegrown rule, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. It needs to be English. It needs to be English.
Unless you sell more players.
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. It's all well and good sitting there saying you don't want Livermore. Cool. But then if you're still saying sign a right back who's not English or homegrown, then who are you selling? Yeah. Because we've got pure players that we need to sell, man. Like Gundogan goes still. Yeah, and Kovacic goes.
Are you getting rid of Gundogan or not?
Yeah, of course I'm getting rid of Gundogan. He's 35 years old in October.
I mean, it also sounds like Ortega's on his way out based on the stuff we've seen this morning.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that was the opposite of Edison, wasn't it? Yeah. So I tell you what, though, if you could get an English second choice goalkeeper, that would be a lifesaver.
Which that would be great if we could do that for James Trafford, but that's not what James Trafford would want. He's not going to want to be a backup.
And the thing is, as well, it's World Cup year, and if he gets to a team like Newcastle and plays week in, week out, he's got a very, very, very good chance, of displacing Pickford. Not just going. Displacing Pickford completely. Ramsdale. Would you say Ramsdale as a second choice?
I agree with you.
Would you take
Rodrygo.
Ramsdale as second
It's like the
choice?
old cliche. It
No.
is so much harder to sign backups than it is to sign a starting player.
Agreed.
And add on top of that, it has to be English or homegrown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take Ramsdale as a second choice goalkeeper?
He's not great with his feet, though, is he?
He's not terrible. He's just all right.
Yeah, he's good.
But
he's
he
a good
is
shot.
English,
Yeah.
right? He is English,
Yeah.
so that would free up a spot for
He,
an
lo- he,
outfield
lost,
player.
he lost his Arsenal place because he was average with his feet. Let's be honest.
Hasn't he relegated like 3 different teams? If we sign him, sign him, we're confirmed guilty of 115.
I was gonna say 115 is gonna do that.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about
Yeah,
it.
that'll do it.
Guilty.
That'll do it.
Yeah, man, you swerved that. It's too much of a risk. We can't get him. We can't get him. Yeah, you can't get Pope, unfortunately, because he's just completely shit at kicking the ball. Yeah, like Ramsdale's all right. Like he's not too bad on the ball. Yeah, it's just okay. But like Pope is terrible on the ball, man. You can't get Pope. Yeah, he's got 3 clubs relegated apparently, Jason. Aaron Hickey, Max Johnson, Nathan Patterson, all Scottish, says B. I don't know, man. But this is the thing I keep on saying. I keep seeing people keep on putting in video comments like, oh, you keep wanting Livramento, he's not worth the money. I know he's not worth the money. If you don't get him, you've got to face reality. If you're going to probably have to either sell another player, yeah, on top of the ones we've already spoken about, or sign Jed Spence. And people out here acting as if Jed Spence is going to come to City on the cheap. Yeah, you're not going to get him for less than 50 million anyway. And he's never going to become a world-class player. He'll never become a world-class player.
No.
So I don't know, man. The homegrown rule's tough, man. It is. And that's why these players are worth so much money. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Newcastle fans are telling me that they've got homegrown issues as well, because apparently Gordon might be leaving. If Gordon leaves, they might have a couple of issues.
Liverpool.
Apparently, well, that's what someone said to me. Yeah.
Really?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor at the moment. Is that Liverpool might, because they want to replace Diaz, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They don't want Diaz there, and I don't think
Diaz. Talks about Arsenal for Diaz.
Oh, really?
I thought he was going to try to go to Barcelona, but I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah, Diaz is Arsenal have been chasing him as well.
No, we've had the dance. Yeah,
his legs have gone. His legs have gone.
We've had the dance and it didn't work. Yeah, his legs don't work like they used to before. Like, nah, we don't want to. No,
you can't dance without legs.
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yes, I don't know what's going on there. That's the interesting one. But that's pretty much it, though, isn't it? Because other than that,
it's a challenge for City at the moment with the right back situation. It is a challenge. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. And then obviously everyone says they want to stay. Have you seen that Gundogan wants to stay? Gundogan wants to stay. John Stones has said he's staying. Yeah, Bob said he's staying. No one wants to go.
Look at this. As soon as we start winning games, everyone says, oh, this is my home. I want to stay now. Mate, where was this when we were in the shit? Come on now.
Players. Yeah, they talk about glory fans, glory players. Yeah, where was you? You was shit. Yeah, you was fucking injured all season, and now suddenly we're winning again. You're fit. Oh, shock. Glory player.
Do you think they're just trying to get if we let them leave on a free, which is what would happen to them next year, right? If we just let them go on a free, would that work?
Yeah. But you still got the too big of a squad.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you let, like Gundo says he doesn't want to leave, right? But if you let him go on a free, just kill it, go to Galatasaray, then we get him out. Versus if we say,
that's what will happen. We're not going to get a transfer fee.
Yeah, just go ahead and go on a free.
We didn't pay one when we got him from Barca. We didn't pay one, so City will let him go on a free. Kovacic ain't going to go on a free. We need to get a fee. He's only 31 years old, so we need to be getting 10 million for me, in my opinion. Yeah. Stones has just said he wants to stay, and he said he shut it down, didn't he? He was like, I ain't going. I don't know where you got that from, but hopefully that shut down the rumours. But I think Pep is making a bit of a statement with Stones by not playing and saying you can stay if you want, but you ain't playing, bro.
And that's the reality. These players are going to make these decisions, and this is what your life is going to be. You're going to not get on the pitch. You're probably not. For Stones, you may not even get in the match day squad.
Yeah, and he also said, didn't he, Pep Guardiola last week? He said some players, if they're going to stay, are going to be very sad this year. And I think he's basically pointing out to stop. One of them is Stones. He's saying, because remember, this all started months ago when Pep said, "I can only have players at the club next season who can play a game every 3 days." Yeah, that's what he said. His words, yeah, not mine. Right? Then Stones gets back fit. Yeah, he goes with the squad. He hasn't played a single minute. Yeah, I think he's the only player in the side that hasn't played a single minute, even though he's been fit. Yeah, he comes out and says, "I'm staying." Pep's not played him, and then Pep says, "Oh, some players can stay, but they're going to be very sad." I don't know. It's weird.
Do you know what the best thing that's happened at City is the change of backroom staff and Pep Linders, this new set piece coach, and Karl Torre. Hey, you know, at the end of the day, they've come in and shaken everything up and freshened it up. They have, without any doubt.
Oh, they've definitely changed the dynamic, Alan.
Absolutely.
They've
made a huge difference. Huge. You got Colo.
Did you see the did you see the article by Jack Gorn last week, Karl, where basically said that? So basically, Jack Gorn did an article last week and said some of the coaches at City last season, Pep basically told the coaches to not say anything in training because obviously he didn't like what they were saying, and they was basically resigned to be just putting out cones, but actually legitimately, you know, people say, "You just put out cones." He actually was that. Whereas he said now these new guys, they've upped the intensity in training with the players by more than 2 times. Yeah, Pep Linders, this guy we got from Liverpool, apparently is on everybody big time, and apparently the players love it. Apparently, the players actually like it.
I've heard the players really like this Pep Linders. He's freshened up. Carlo's obviously a very big difference to him because he's got energy and he's got a personality, and you can see it.
He feels like the good cop in the good cop, bad cop scenario. Pep is the bad cop. And then once Pep screams you out, Colo comes around, puts his arm around your shoulder, builds you back up, and then gets you back out there.
Colo's
okay, go on back out there and do your thing,
guy. Buddy. Yeah, Colo's the definitely.
What was that meme? What was that meme again? There is no need to be upset.
Colo.
Torre.
Yeah. That's gonna go start again. You can see it, can't you? Yeah. Straight away every week now. And he'll be there on the bench. Like this.
Nah, but you know what, though, Ali? He needed freshening up, mate. It needed freshening up. Because obviously,
like last year, when you mentioned about the assistants and the coaches, you know, Pep had a personal bad time last year, for personal problems, which clearly affected him, and you had to stick around. And the other coaches didn't really rise to the top and help him out, really, in my opinion. But this year, you can see Pep's happier because that's been sorted out. And he's freshened it up with some good coaches that have got personality that's making the players happy. And you can see it. They're all playing with a smile on their face. Foden looks a different player. His body language is, you know, so different.
Yeah.
So, and you know, it's good. It's good. Today,
the other piece of that though is also the competition. It's one thing when you're competing with Gundo and Kova and you know, people that are on their way out. Now Foden's competing with people that are his age or maybe even younger for that midfield spot. So maybe having younger people around is great for him and energizes him, but it also says not only do I have to worry about next year, I've got to worry about the next 4 or 5 years. I want to position myself to be, you know, in that starting lineup off into the future.
Well, at the end of the day, you know now as a player in Manchester City, with the squad that we do have, that if you do perform or your form dips, you're out of the team. So it makes the players perform.
Yeah,
and that is it. So you can have your favourites. We've all got favourites, but if you don't perform, you're not getting in this team.
Well, that's what it should be. It should be based off of merit, innit? Merit-based fucking picks. Yeah. And last year it wasn't, because all of the players were trash. Yeah. Respectfully, they were. Whereas now Like, we've just had that conversation before about the attackers. We've got 7 attackers now. 7. Yeah? So you're not playing well, bro. You ain't playing. You ain't playing. Yeah, that's for any of the players. So when people talk about Foden and say, oh, Foden this, Foden that. If Foden gets back to his best, Foden will be in the team because he's one of the best players in this team when he's on it. If he's not, he'll be on the bench, and that's his problem that he needs to sort out, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Same with anyone. What about Cherky doesn't work? Cherky doesn't work, he'll be on a bench. Well, Bob don't get fit, he'll be on a bench. Yeah? We've got players, we are stacked in that position. I've got 7 players for 4 positions, mate. Yeah? 7. We are completely stacked. Injuries, unless you get fucking mad amount of injuries, you cooked, yeah? We should be chilling. And that's what I like about it, man. You know, I always say, yeah, with Walker got better when we bought Cancelo. Because when he had Danilo, when we had Danilo, he knew that Danilo wasn't getting that position, even though Danilo was a good footballer. I actually like Danilo, yeah? But he knew Danilo wasn't going to touch him.
Really underrated.
As soon as City got Cancelo, who obviously was a right back, his performances went through the roof, in my opinion. Yeah, because he probably looked at it and went, shit, this Cancelo guy's a problem for me. So his performances went on.
Cancelo hardly got in the team that year until towards the end. He could barely get in the team as a right back. We had to turn him into a left back. Well, that was mostly because we had like a crisis against Real Madrid. We had to find someone to play right back, left back for that game. But he came in to be a right back and he ended up being a left back for the most part.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
But this is the thing. This is why I get a little bit frustrated at times when people are like, oh, well, you can't sign this player because of, you know, you got this guy. And it's like, hang on a minute. Yeah. We've been through this before in the past and everything was fine. And then they go, oh, yeah, but Alvarez left. We won a fucking treble. Yeah. So who cares? Mahrez left. We won a treble. Who cares? Mahrez left. Like, I didn't want Mahrez to leave, but we won a treble. But what about if this guy decides to leave? Well, do we win a treble or do we win a Premier League and FA Cup double? Yeah. Well, who gives a fuck then? Do you know what I mean? Players will want to move on. That happens at every football club, man. Do you know what I mean?
Players get old. It happens.
And if anything, too, there's even a possibility to look at who knows where Phil might go from here too, because there is also the possibility that, you know, you looked at the last few years and you might have also, there may also be a belief that he was always second fiddle in terms of the genius behind the midfield attack while Kevin De Bruyne was still there. And Phil's always played at his best when De Bruyne hasn't been playing, whether it be injury or just rotation. Yeah. Now this is Phil's chance to say, right, one of our greatest midfielders is left, one of our greatest players is left. Now it's my time. Now it's my turn to take over that.
Remember, Phil didn't start the Champions League final. He came on the pitch when Kevin got injured.
No, I understand that, Alan. But I think while Kevin De Bruyne was there, maybe there was a reason to say that maybe we didn't quite see the best of Phil. And when we did see the best of it, was because he was out with a long-term injury. Hence the 23-24 PFA, FWA, player of the season.
Yeah.
Now Kevin's gone. I think it's his position to win or to lose. We're actually more to lose now.
Do you think that Cherky being there is going to, I mean, how does that fit into what you just said? Because I could see Cherky being the quote unquote the 10, Foden being out on the right, even though he's kind of playing narrow as a kind of more of an inside forward. But I think there's at least a conversation to be had about whether Cherky takes that spot. Now, again, maybe we say even if he's playing in that 10 role, it's still Phil, it's your team from the standpoint of being creative.
For that reason, I think it's Phil's to lose. And if Cherky ends up starting the season and does things remarkably, then by rights, I think he earns the right to go into that number 10 role. But until then, I think whoever starts the 10, whoever plays on the left or plays on the right, depending on who we play, it's always going to be Phil's to lose, basically. And until then, I think it's just a case of healthy competition, something that a lot of other teams lack, because a lot of them are sort of, they will do one-trick pony in those sort of positions. But now we've got a depth of players in that sort of role. Now it creates healthy competition and actually, if anything, makes them excel and actually attempt to exceed better.
Yeah, but on that, let me answer that. Let me give my view on this. Yeah, my opinion is on the Kevin De Bruyne thing. Unfortunately, unfortunately for Foden, Kevin De Bruyne was a dominator. Yeah, a dominator. Yeah. Basically, you don't fuck about with Kevin De Bruyne, mate, because it's Kevin De Bruyne. So when De Bruyne's on the pitch, everything goes through De Bruyne, and it's his way or the highway, and he dominates the game, right? Which is good because he's mint. But for someone like a Foden, sometimes that can leave Foden a little bit out of it, yeah? Cherky's not a dominator. Why? Because he's got no authority at this football club because he's only just joined. That means I think we can hopefully get them to grow together and get them to grow to play together rather than having a one of them. Yeah, maybe obviously one time, one play in the middle, whatever. But basically, they interchange. And there was times today they were looking for passing. I've seen it in training already. Little clips of them in training, like playing like little keep you uppy and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So rather than KDB dominating and Foden just gets pushed out wide, which is the right thing to do, by the way, because Kevin De Bruyne, greatest player that's ever played for our football club. When now you've got Foden and Cherky, I see it as a little bit more cohesive, and they can both coexist in the same system.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you've explained it better than what I did, because at the end of the day, nobody can do what Kevin does. But if you want to quote unquote replace that, then you have to find two players who are capable of doing that themselves. And until we actually find the next KDB, that's probably the way we're going to have to do it. So I get what you're saying. You probably elaborated on it a bit better than what I did.
Yeah, we're never going to find another KDB. It's unique.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, Alan.
Yeah.
Until you do find one, which is what I'm saying, the chances are finding them is probably generational. You have to find two very, very, very good number 10s to quote unquote do the sort of role that Kevin did. And I think Phil's already established there. Churchy's got an amazingly high ceiling. I hate using that word, but for lack of a better term, he's got a high ceiling. So there's every opportunity there for those two to flourish and dominate our attacking midfield for years to come.
Yeah.
That's spot on. Let me go through some of these super chats, man. Shout out to LB, says Rodrygo not starting again. He's defo gone. Well, he's not coming to City, let's be honest.
Hashtag say no to Rodrygo.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Can I put a club out there that I think is a little bit of a sleeper on Rodrygo at the moment?
Who's that?
Bayern Munich.
Who?
Bayern Munich.
Bayern.
For Rodrygo.
I think Barca
when
should
you think about it, they missed out on. They were trying to get the money wrangled up together to get Wirtz. Obviously, that's fallen through. They've got a few wingers who are on the way out. They believe Kingsley Coman's on the way out. Sane's on the way out. Don't know what's happening with Serge Gnabry. They're going to need to bolster their attack ranks and bolster them well for years and years to come. I think Rodrygo could do a really good job in that squad.
That's a really good shout.
Bayern would be good. I think Barca should make a move on him as well, man. I'll be serious.
Ooh, that's.
But Barca,
you know the Luis Figo levels of trade.
Okay, do the Luis Figo levels of trading.
Yeah, no trader, been a trader.
Oh, yeah, but you
remember Figo left Madrid, Barca to go to Madrid.
Hey, he had like pig's heads thrown at him.
Yeah.
Well,
if anybody ever gets a chance, watch that El Clasico, the first one they had after he signed it. It was bad, like it was wild, like it was on a level of like what you saw in like Super Clasico between Boca and River. It was hardcore.
Well, the only time I've ever seen that bad, but in the Premier League was when the guy went from Tottenham to Arsenal, the defender. Fucking hell, that was a
Sol Campbell.
Yeah, Sol Campbell went from Tottenham to Arsenal.
Yeah, the thing is as well.
He came to White Hart Lane, and literally they had to line the side of the ground because the fans wanted to kill him.
Yeah, but Sol Campbell also said in an interview that he was staying at Spurs. Look, I'll bring it up now.
Man, we don't have that shit Hauser anymore these days. Everyone's too media trained. I hate media training.
Watch this video.
You playing what I think you're playing? Oh yeah. I think it's on mute, man.
Yeah, we don't hear the audio.
Do it again and put it on. Sol Campbell, like I still speak to a mate Leo around the corner who's from North London, big Tottenham fan, and he still fucking hates him like you would not believe.
Of course you hate him.
Yeah.
he gets interviewed. Are you staying at Tottenham? He says, I'm staying, and then leaves to go to Arsenal.
I know. That's
Didn't he say in his defense that he waited nearly all summer for Spurs to come up with a new contract and they never even approached him?
Nah, I think he's chatting shit. I think they offered him a contract.
There's every possibility of that, but you would think that like someone with his sort of stature in Spurs, surely they would have approached him. But like,
could you not hear it?
No, we couldn't. We couldn't hear the audio. You got to share it with audio, I think.
What about your situation, Sol? Will you be staying at Tottenham?
I'm staying
for the rest of the season, or
you can see the little smirk on his face.
Right.
I'm staying. That's crazy. As if he said he's staying and then left. He got to Arsenal. That is so bad. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I think don't sleep on Rodrygo possibly going to a club like Bayern.
Yeah, that's
it's a good shout. That it's a good shout.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good shout.
Imagine Rodrygo, Kane, Elise.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
It
makes sense for Bayern to do it. It really does. It really does.
Will be happy.
If Rodrygo goes to Arsenal, it's career suicide. Career suicide and bloated wages. That's what it is.
Yeah, it would be pretty mad if he goes Arsenal.
Rowan and Jens De Bruyne said, don't forget you got Musiala playing behind them as well.
Oh, Musiala behind. And then Pavlovic in the DM.
They signed Bischoff from Hoffenheim as well. He's an excellent player.
That's right. Yeah.
Their defense is absolutely mudded, mate. Mudded. Yeah. It's terrible.
They were playing Stanisic at centre back instead of playing two actual centre backs.
Bro, that Kim Min Jae, he's not good, bro. Let me tell you that.
They just went and got Jonathan Tah, but I thought he was pretty poor in the last whatever match they played here at this tournament.
He's all right. He's like a squad rotator for someone like a Bayern. He's all right, but he shouldn't be starting week in, week out for Bayern, man.
I say the other night he feel like he was pretty poor.
Yeah,
he's got the physical size to be a beast, but he just didn't look good at all. Sorry, go ahead, Danny.
I was going to say someone brought up Paulinho. I forgot he existed.
Oh yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah,
his career's just fucking tanked, hasn't it? Since he's gone there, he don't play.
Went too soon.
Yeah, they need to sort that defense out, man. And you would have thought that Company being a defender would have known that these defenders are shit, but for some reason, he's not going to get sorted. Because that's basically why they lost the Champions League against Inter Milan. Because the fucking defending was just terrible. It was awful. Yeah. Awful defense. They need to sort it out, man.
I'm glad you're actually holding him accountable instead of blaming the injuries like you were at the time. There you go.
But listen, bro, he's a big lad. You know what I mean? He knows it's a merit-based sport, and he needs to sort it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Bayern is trash, though. Team is definitely going downhill. Well, if they get Rodrygo, then all of a sudden it looks pretty decent, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But I think this year's
I think given the last couple of years, they need to make a statement. Rodrygo would be a big one for them. And they've just missed out on Wirtz.
So I'll say missing out on Wirtz probably is embarrassing.
That money for Wirtz would go a long way to Rodrygo.
Yeah.
But let's not forget as well too. They could even offer higher wages for Rodrygo as well, who I believe is on around about €250,000 a week at Real Madrid. They could offer him higher wages as well too, because you've got to think of the wage bill that's coming off there at the moment too. Sané's off the books. That's over €300,000 a week. You've got obviously Koeman, I believe, is going to be at the door too. That's going to be like another 200. Gnabry sooner or later will come off as well too.
What Neuer?
There's going to be Kimmich is not too far away from leaving Bayern either. So in the next year or two, that's going to be like another 375k a week coming off the books. Neuer will eventually retire. That's like 400k coming off the books. There's every opportunity there for them to start getting some real sort of blockbuster signings coming in. And I think you could start this summer with Rodrygo. And it's just the way Rodrygo would fit into the way Bayern is right now and how they could go forward, it has way more pros than cons. I think for every 10 pros, there's maybe one con to it. And maybe one of those cons is just like, Rodrygo doesn't drink German beer in September. That might be it. It just makes sense. If you're trying to tick all the boxes together and just put them all, put all your ducks in a row, makes perfect sense.
Yeah. All right, and boys, anything else with you lads?
No, I'm going to get on with some work now. You can go down for a pint in the pub if you can get down there. What time is it now?
1 o'clock in the morning.
I know. Well, there's no pubs on in Milnrow.
No.
Alan, it's almost 1 a.m. over there.
I know. I'll go lost in the time then.
What about your pub not being open this morning?
I know it wasn't.
We're just sitting there watching the zone saying, "You're shit. You're shit."
I was laying in bed.
You're shit.
I was laying in bed this morning watching the game. It was very nice, thank you.
Big up
Don't forget
Camaro,
to subscribe to Alan's OnlyFans.
I saw that when I was watching you guys the other day. I was watching you guys the other day, and I saw that, and I was like, "What is going on here?" I didn't sign up for this. There should be an age check. Got to be 21 and older.
I was doing this.
What's this?
Well,
Sorry, Tony, what was this for?
While we're talking about that, I mean, anyone who's following Steve Lewis's Instagram, oh my God, he's in Croatia. He's in Croatia. Bare top of the night, I'm giving him this one and this one. I'm thinking, what's he doing?
He's acting like Ruben Dias with topless content.
When is he back, man? He's been there for time.
I know he has, but I said to him, when are you home? He's home next week.
I think he left before I did, and I was gone.
I swear down, it feels like he's been in Croatia for ages.
I know.
And you know
I
what?
saw his Twitter post, which was actually kind of scary.
Yeah, he got spiked, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nice. He would have been gutted as well because he's been like hyping Doku up for time, and Doku cooked today, so he'd have been loved. He would have loved.
No. But he's out. He looks like he's having a good time. I was talking to him, chatting on Instagram, and it was hilarious. He was hysterical. He said I had to have a night in because he's had too much drink over the last week and a half. He says I've had to have a night off.
Right. So what's coming up, LB? You're going to be doing a watch along for the round of 16? I mean, it's not ideal kickoff time for you, is it?
Oh, mate, I love the 2 a.m. kickoff the other day.
Somebody in the chat asked about the Real Madrid game.
Welcome to mate. You've been talking about coming to Australia for years now. Now it's all coming back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, I ain't doing the Real Madrid game at 2 o'clock in the morning. But the City game, I'll do the City game, man. Of course, I loved it, man. I was buzzing. Yeah. I actually did the watch along, man. I tactical slept before. I went to bed at like 10. Couldn't get to sleep.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Anybody who's never had an idea of what football's like in Australia, especially Premier League football, is you've got to take it in perspective where it's like the earliest kickoff time we can possibly get in terms of earliest at night is 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday. And that maybe happens about 3 times a year or 3 times a season. The latest game that we have in terms of from the earliest, which I said 9:30 to the latest, is 7 o'clock in the morning. And that's like your Champions League during Northern Hemisphere winter. So put in perspective, we are known as nocturnal blues. Pretty much every single game we watch is in the dark. Pitch black darkness, or worst case, a little bit of sunlight at the start of the day, say for Champions League or midweek Premier League. That's it. Now with this Club World Cup, when we realized it was the United States, there was a lot of excitement for us over here, saying like, oh, it's going to be the United States. Because the East Coast is like 14 hours behind. So if you have primetime games, they could be on at like 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And then all of a sudden, the fixtures came out. It's like, oh, crap. Al-Ain has been played at 11 a.m. I don't care if it's midweek. We're Australians. We know how to chuck a sickie, as we call them. Yeah. We're there with bloody bells on, let me tell you. And now that obviously we've made it through, the way the fixtures are going to work, this next match that we play, this round of 16, is Tuesday at 11 a.m. I don't care who we're playing. We could be playing Grimsby Town. We could be playing Madrid. Still going to get people out of the pub because who knows when we're going to be able to get kickoff times like this that are this favourable. The only time you can get the kickoff times this favourable is getting stamps in your passport and going and say hi to Rick in Indiana. That's the only time we'll get a chance. People from our part of the world will get a chance to watch City play live.
That's pretty. For me, Premier League games, the early games are at 4:30, the late games are at 9:30, and the Champions League games are at 12 p.m. Yeah. So I never get to experience Champions League nights. But here, 2 a.m. for LB is 6 p.m. for me. So tonight I'm getting takeaway and I'm watching the Real Madrid game with some takeaway. Yeah. That's prime time.
I keep in contact with a lot of the supporter clubs in the United States, and whenever we get the disco kickoff, as Al and I like to call it, we get Saturdays on at 9:30 p.m. That's like waking up early morning in the States, like East Coast, for example. I think it's like 6:30, 7:30 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah, usually the earliest game is 7:30.
Yeah, but the way some people carry on about the early start, it's just like you would not survive 2 weeks in Australia.
I think the East Coast. I'm on East Coast time, right? So I don't get to complain about it. It's in the morning, but it's
pretty good. Yeah.
The people that get to complain, if they want to call it that, is Danny and the folks on the West Coast, because 4:30 in the morning it's just like in the 2:30. Okay, you've gone to sleep, or maybe you stayed up and then you're going to sleep in. But 4:30, that's horrible.
That's what I mean. 4:30 is like the perfect in between all nighter and just waking up early.
You know what? Hang on a minute. Though, yeah. When you do a 4:30 kickoff, the game ends at 6:30. You can just get on with your day.
Go back to bed. Yeah.
No, you get on with your day.
No, I go back to bed.
No,
But
I'm
with
going
with a
back to
2
bed.
o'clock or
You lazy bastard. Do
yeah,
you?
exactly. Get on with your day, man.
It's Saturday. You want me to get up at 6:30?
You've achieved nothing. Get to the gym. Like, get out there, man.
No,
But it's a 2 o'clock.
I go to the
You're
gym at
screwed,
night.
mate.
I go to the gym at night, mate.
Alan, I think you're in agreement with me. Would you say the ugliest kickoff time for us is the 5:30? It's the 5:30 p.m. kickoff in the UK, because if that's in their summer, that's 2:30 on a Sunday morning. If it's our summer, it's 4:30 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Well, it's worse. It's worse when you have that time to like 2:30 in the morning on a Sunday night, Monday morning. So you don't really get
because when we play Liverpool and United, we have that every year. Every year we get that.
You're at work next day because you've been broken sleep, and you're like that, staring at the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, this
Never mind having a day off work. You want to have the week off work because it just sets the tone for the rest of the week for you, especially if you lose.
Monday night, you come home from work. You Monday night, you sit there and you have your dinner, and you literally go straight to bed because you're that tired.
Yeah,
because you've been, it's a nightmare. So LB would have a real problem with that because his missus would probably want to kill him.
Yeah,
because he can go straight to bed.
Ben Johnson just said, "When do we have 5:30 kickoff?" If you're referring to the UK, weirdly enough, I think our first fixture against Wolves this season is a 5:30 Saturday.
Oh, it is. Yeah, 9:30 a.m.
Yeah. So that'll be 2:30 on a Sunday morning for us.
Yeah, because when the hours go back.
So much to look forward to this season. Piss off.
It's 9 hours. We're 9 hours in front now. When it goes to the when the clocks start changing, it'll end up at 11 hours in front. So the times completely change. But the 9:30 at night times he was mentioning, when it's 9 hours, we have those days where it's 12:30 kickoff in England.
Yeah.
But when it changes, it goes obviously later.
Sean says they don't have recording functions in Australia. No, we live in the moment. We're Australian.
Yeah. I've tried to do.
And even if I say I'm going to record it, I'll still get up and look at the score. I can't help myself.
Yeah, it's very difficult because when I first came over, I tried to think I'll do the record and I'll get up in the morning and watch the game. But the problem is, when I know the playing, I'm tossing and turning all fucking night. I've tried it.
Or worse one,
what score is it? I'm that nervous. I have to fucking watch it.
Yeah. Or worst thing too, Alan, is like we kind of know what the result is before we even look at it because it all depends on who's messaged you. Because if your rival mates have messaged you, then you know you've lost or you've dropped points. If you get a blank phone, nobody's messaged you, you know you probably won. You probably won comfortably.
Yeah. Correct.
So it's so predictable.
It is mad. You could always
welcome to our world, Lewis.
Yeah.
Well, bro, listen, I'll be there again on what is it? Sunday? Is it?
Yeah.
No, Tuesday.
Around the 16th. No, it'll be Tuesday morning for you.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So Monday night.
It's Tuesday 11 a.m. the 1st of July 11 a.m. here. So that would be 2 a.m. for you.
So Monday night starts Tuesday morning.
Yeah, see, for me, 9 o'clock. It's 9
Monday
o'clock
night East Coast.
PM.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. Monday night for me, which is great for Danny because it's only 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Tell you what then, Danny.
After
that stream, if I'm wide awake and I don't want to go back to bed, I'll hit you up and get on the stream, innit?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you'll be the only one that'll be awake.
An actual nighttime panel show.
Yeah.
It's
Send it to me. Send it to me. I don't have to work on Tuesday.
Oh, sound.
I'm off next week.
This is only if I'm alive because it will be 4 a.m. in the morning.
TJ just said, "Yep, 1 p.m. New Zealand time, mate. Take advantage of that. That's a fantastic time for him."
4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m.
No, New Zealand will be 2 hours ahead of us, so that'll be 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
that'll be brilliant.
Let me do these chats then before we wrap it up, man. Yeah, shout out Camaro, man. Says big up to Hugo Viana for these signings. Yeah, Viana's cooked, bro. 100%. Big up. Big up Tinsay, man. Tinsay, funny guy, man. Says Vision, Doku, Josko, Nori will cook and carry us in 25, 26. No. Is this positivity from Tinsay?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Calm down.
With a real Tinsay, please stand up and admit that you abducted.
It's a decent left side of our formation, but I don't know that Doku gets in ahead of Marmouche. So
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
agree. Totally agree.
But if you talk about bringing Doku on as a
So-
impact sub coming in 60, 70, 65th minute, and then just cooking like he has been recently, then I still think he has a big impact. It just may not have as many minutes.
You're talking about that left side. Do you know something that reminded me of when we had a really good left side was like when we used to play like formidable season, we used to play Zinchenko on the left and that, and he did a relatively good job, for the most part. But you remember sometimes if he was having a good game, he used to attract the occasional defender or the occasional attacker as well. And sometimes some of the passes that Laporte used to put through to Sane were completely cut out the midfield.
Yeah.
Why is there not an opportunity here to see that if Nuri is doing an incredible job at left back, left wing back, whatever it is, we may start seeing Josko just pinging balls through to Doku as well. So there's every chance there that we could tear it up on that left side this season.
Did you see my comment in the chat?
Yeah, I see you called us time zone merchants.
Wow.
Prime time for some more than others in the
How
LB.
will I recover?
Was the ESPN thing like really, really bad for those are they just trying to get you on? Because I know ESPN.
No, the Glaze does.
Oh, really? They went the other side. They went to the other extreme.
Yeah, but this is where they pissed me off. Yeah, fucking little fuckers have reeled me in. Right, this is where they pissed me off. Yeah, it's because they were slagging our signings off last week. Yeah.
Yep.
Saying don't know why they've signed them. One guy was saying they're underwhelming. The other guy's saying don't know where they're going to play, shit signing, blah, blah, blah. And now today, they're glazing us. They're saying, mint signings. So hang on a minute.
No.
What were you saying 2 weeks ago? The shit signings, mate.
Look,
Do you know what I'm
LB, I'm gonna say what I said about ESPN FC, and this is basically the narrative that certain panelists just host to hold there all the time. And the first one, of course, is old mate Stevie Nicol, who isn't a panelist anymore. He's just a poster child for senile dementia, basically. But every time, if he talks about a red club, particularly the 3 red clubs, it's all about it looks like a brilliant signing. I see the vision and that. Now, I don't have a pair of glasses on me right now because he wears glasses, and I don't have a very good Scottish accent on me. But the second he starts talking about, thanks, Tarek. That's the second he starts talking about City. What is the first thing he always says? He goes, I don't see it. I don't see it. Like what they're trying to do.
Do you know what that actually means?
Every time he starts with, I don't see it. And I was just like, you don't see anything.
That actually means
sitting there with your blanket on, rocking and dripping and wetting yourself all the time because it's time for you to pack it in. You should have packed it in 10 years ago.
Pat, that when he says that, I don't know. He says that means he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, mate.
Exactly. I don't see it. And I don't know it.
He does
it every time. I don't see it.
But he's a guy as well.
He's a knob.
All right, let's put it on. Right,
I know he's an excellent Liverpool player.
Go to bed, LB.
He's got to talk up his team. My God,
I'm not watching the full video yet. I'm only watching the bit, where the guy. I don't really care about these extras, I don't care about these extras,
Happy
but he's not on it
how
today.
managed to wear City colours today, and now he has to go change his shirt.
Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. What an asset 100% fit Rodri is going to be for City.
Absolutely, and Reinders, as Rob mentioned.
Reinders, you was fucking saying, where's he going to play last week? Yeah, last week. Where's he going to play? Where's he going to play? Where's he going to play? Yeah. Now he's saying, what a signing? Yeah, what the fuck, mate?
New signings. Savinho looks sharp. Doc.
What did he say, new signings? Is that what he said?
Much appreciated. What an asset. A 100%.
These people have got the memory span of bloody goldfish.
No.
They forget whatever they said. They forget whatever they said 2 hours later. And it's like, oh no, next week we'll give it a new one just to butter up the audience.
It's not about the memory though, Pat. They just chat shit, and that's why they get themselves tied up in knots, mate.
Yeah.
Well, we've got
the memory span of goldfish. Like we forget everything that would happen last week. It's like it's all recorded on social media for you to see for years on end. These people are just absolute nuts. That's why I just don't go anywhere near the mainstream. It's just an absolute joke.
Nah, Kirby, you did. This guy said it as well. Promise you, this guy said it as well, bro.
Oh no.
The whole group, the whole panel was saying the same thing.
The worst of them. He's just
all of them said the same thing.
He's all over the shop. It's just retire, mate. You've had a good spell.
Let me run this clip.
As Rob mentioned, the new signings. Savinho looks sharp. Doku looks sharp. I agree 100%. The passing was slick. It was fast. We saw a bit of the old pressing that sort of left them last year in their tough times. They obviously have a threat up front, and they have Marmoush. They've got Erling Haaland, who came off the bench today. I thought Diaz played Vlahovic particularly well for the most part. They have got a natural left back in Ert Nouri. There's a big question mark, I think, when the season starts about his qualities defensively. Very good going forward, but he gets caught out defensively. But he's a good footballer, and that sort of fits into the narrative of how they play. And that was a very, very positive performance. And I think, they're one of the sides that we have big questions about. Manchester City, what kind of season are they going to have? Are they going to put last year's debacle, as it turned out to be for the most part, are they going to put that behind them? And are they going to come back stronger and be ready for this fight with Arsenal and Liverpool, the two teams we think they're going to be going head to head with? And I think the early signs, and it's only early, it's encouraging.
So why then, 2 weeks ago, when we had exactly the same squad, bro, is this guy slagging us off? Yeah, saying, where these players going to play, where the players play. Don't get it, don't understand it. Yeah. And now all of a sudden he's saying, it looks good. This is why, man. We knew that when we did that reaction video last week, we knew they was chatting shit, mate. Yeah, because none of it made sense. We knew it was a matter of time before these guys made themselves look idiots, mate. And this is what he's doing now. He's chatting shit.
Yeah. But where's Stevie Nicol? I thought was. Yeah.
He's not on though this show, but he'll be on it this week, mate. And when
it's encouraging,
we'll cook him.
That being said, as Rob Dawson said, Juventus, whether they were just outplayed and bedazzled with this City side, or whether they just had a bad day at the office, because it was a little easy at times for Man City to play the football they did today. But I will say, when they did play it, it was excellent.
Hey, Nathan, doing Manchester City TV is going to be a lot easier next season on this evidence.
We're all listening to Nathan.
Sorry, see what I said, LB? Yes, he'll give us praise, but he has to finish off with by saying it's as much on the opposition as much as it was about how good we were.
Nah, I'm just saying, bro.
That's the narrative. If we score goals, 5 goals against a team, it's not about how good we were. It's always about how poor the other team was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the narrative that's been sitting there for years. It's been there for years, even before Pep. It's been there.
No, you remember the Burton Albion game we beat them 9-0. Everyone was saying, it's a disrespect to the sport of football.
Yeah. Weapons. No, this guy did slag us off as well, chat. We did multiple ESPN reactions last week. Yeah, there was so many of them. And that guy also slagged us off. He did. He slagged us off.
They're all Muppets. You've got Craig Burley who played for Chelsea. You've got Stevie.
I don't mind that. Who's the Venezuelan guy? Who's he?
Alan Moreno,
Moreno's a bit wild, but the thing is, he keeps us on a level playing field because he doesn't have any major allegiances to any English clubs.
Because he's like,
so he kind of keeps it on the level a little bit. But he still can have some wild takes, though.
I remember like 10 years ago, they used to do like weekly Premier League predictions, and they had this woman do it, and she said in every single video, "I'm going to predict my favorite team, Man United, to win this weekend." Like, you have people who are openly Man United fans on this thing. I'm like, what are we doing here?
Well, what do you expect as a woman?
Oh, Alan, don't be like that.
Wow. Dang, Alan. Come on, man.
What do you mean?
Don't be shocked, Tariq.
You can't take him anywhere, lads, can you? You just can't take. You can't take this guy anywhere, man. This fucking guy. Right, let me do these super chats here, and then I actually want to. Oh no, I should have played this clip. Shit. It's not the right clip. This clip.
Hey! Hey! Have a fucking word with him then, ref! Hey!
He's a legend, isn't he? He's a legend.
Neil Warnock. Oh, I fucking love him to bits.
I think Neil Warnock for me is the last living legacy of Brian Clough's. Last living legacy of Brian Clough. Yeah, he's the last one that sort of ties the memory of the legacy of Brian Clough to any old manager.
The old-time manager is brilliant. And
he was at City last couple of weeks ago, wasn't he? He seemed to love it.
Yeah.
Did you see?
I love how much Pep loves him. Yeah, it's brilliant.
I know. Did you see that video of Hamza doing that song on his Twitter page? Fucking hell!
What was he
Have you not
singing?
seen it? Have you not seen it?
I'll
send it me later. Send it me later.
Mate, I've never laughed so much in all my life. It was brilliant.
He's done loads of the songs on it. So,
yeah.
Right, let me do this last super chat and then we'll get off. Big up Clark says, do we have the best midfield and front line in the Prem? Rodri Reinders, I think, is the best midfield in the Prem now. Front line, Haaland, Cherky, Foden. It's up there, but obviously if Liverpool get Isak, then that'll be a good challenge as well. But yeah, I'd probably say at the moment, yeah. But if Liverpool get Isak, then that'll be a challenge on the front line. But big up for the super chat, right? Right, big up to you guys, man. Smash up the likes before you go. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll get some of the other guys on. Obviously, it's late for them, innit? You got work, so they can't come on the show, man. But yeah, big up to Danny, big up to Pat, Mancunia Wayal, and Tarek as well. Shades of Blue podcast. Make sure you guys are subbing up. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Bye.